Hi. So, this is my coming out story. Um, I guess. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to start this video by saying the reason I wanted to make this video was not to be like, let me get my subscribers, let me just like get my YouTube likes and stuff. No, like, I wanted to make it because when I was coming out and I saw other people doing coming out videos, I'd be like, oh my god, that person's gay, like, oh my god, he's like me. And I would like identify with people, and that helped me coming out. So like, if one person sees this and is like, that guy's kind of like me. I'm also a homosexual. I identify with him. Like, that's cool to be a part of that community. And like, I always said, I always like thought in my head that I watched so many coming out videos that like when I, was a little bit older and had a little more perspective on it, that I would make a coming out video. So here I am. So, I guess we should start at the beginning. Very good place to start. So, I guess the first coming out is like to yourself. So like, me admitting it to myself is like when you first start coming out. So when I was like in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, a little before that actually, like around 7th grade is when you're like, okay, like I was gay, So I was like, I would do stuff like I would watch fashion shows. Fashion shows are my favorite thing. Like Say Yes to the Dress and What Not to Wear. And I would watch like Say Yes to the Dress, and I'd be like, my wife is gonna have a sweetheart neckline with a fitted waist and a mermaid tail. Anyways, and so I'd be like, yeah, even though it's like literally so gay, it was also so straight. Like, just like weird, like weird stuff. Because I was like, my like I would think like, oh, I was sexually attracted to men. Like, ooh, that's a beautiful man. But then I would also think like, oh, I'm gonna definitely be married to a woman, which is weird. Like, why do you think that? So so yeah, I don't know. It's just like weird. Why would you like? Why is that a thing? Why? And it's just also because of like social people. Like I was never exposed to a gay couple. Like I never had seen one. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was an option. So since everyone was straight around me, I just assumed that like that's what I needed to do. And so I would like look at cute girls and be like, I want her as a wife. I don't know. Anyways. So, me admitting to myself that I was gay, I slowly realized that I was, and I would like write. I would write it on stuff. I would write that I was gay, like I'm gay, or I would say it out loud, I'm gay. And for some reason, I like. It seems stupid now, but I like it was like it's really really hard admitting it to yourself. It's to me it was the hardest of all of the coming outs. And people don't really understand it until, because I had really accepting parents, I had really accepting friends, but still admitting it to yourself and like going through that change and like figuring out who you are is very difficult. And I would argue that it was good for me, like me having like me having to like deeply think about who I was at such a young age like kind of helped me like shape like who I want to be and stuff like that. So like I had to think about I liked boys. I had to think about my gender. I had to think about who I was as a person before little Suzanne over here even thought about that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my friends, no, like normal 7th graders. Like I would like to be heterosexual. Like they don't think about stuff like that. They like, but I had to, you know. Maybe a lot of people do. Whatever. Anyways, so basically, yeah. Once I admitted it to myself, it was easier to come out to people. So me coming out to my parents, that was really weird. Like, it's a terrible story. It's a terrible story. I'm sorry. So so I was like basically caught in a lie. Like I was coming, I rode my bike to swim practice, and in seventh, yeah, it was the summer between 7th and 8th grade, and it was the 4th of July, and I was riding my bike home, and I left practice early, and I told my coach, and then my coach called my dad to make sure that I was safely home, because I was leaving early and it was weird. And then my dad came home early and he was like, "Where were you? Your coach called me." And like, and I got in so much trouble because I was just not where I was supposed to be. And I was like crying to my mom, and my mom was like, "Where were you? Like, what were you doing?" And I was like, "I'm gay." And I didn't want to go to swim practice because they were making fun of me because I'm gay. And even though they weren't making fun of me, I just was like thinking of ways to get out of trouble, and it seemed like to hit two birds with one stone, just be like, I'm gay, coming out, and then also like hopefully get out of trouble to make them feel bad for me. I'm a terrible person. Okay, but to be fair, I was in like 7th grade, so like, so so yeah, so then so my parents knew for a while, and they like didn't really like feel the need to tell people. My mom told so I grew up with my grandparents, and I'm really close to them, and so my mom told my grandparents pretty quickly, and my grandparents were like, "Yeah, we don't have a problem with that. Like, yeah, they're really cool about it. They're really nice. Yeah, whatever." And my friends, I didn't really tell until like 9th grade year, and in 9th grade, there was this one girl in my class, and she was literally insane. She's literally crazy. We called each other best friend. I'd be like, "Hey, best friend," but she was literally insane, and she would always ask like very like blunt questions. Like, she was crazy. She would be like, "So, oh my god, like Sean, like I sucked this boy dick, and like, oh my god, like he did this to me, and like, do you like that?" And like she would always like make really inappropriate questions. And there was one day where she like asked like, "Are you gay?" And I looked at her, and I had lied to so many people so many times to say I wasn't gay. And for some reason, the one time that like this random girl asked me, I just like couldn't lie anymore. Like I just couldn't lie. I just like just can't. I couldn't lie anymore. And I was like, "No, I'm gay." And I'm not even close with her. Like I don't even really know her that well. But I just randomly told her that one girl, and she was like, "Oh my god, who knows about this?" And I was like, "You're the first person I've ever told." And she was like, "A bitch, what?" And like we would always gossip about friends and stuff. And then progressive, like people found out more and more. And my friend, like I would tell, like one time I told one of my friends, and she like couldn't keep it a secret, and she like told out about other friends, and which I don't blame her. I kind of like that a little bit better because I didn't have to be like to every single one of friends like, "Hi, I'm gay. Hi, I'm gay. Hi, I'm gay. Hi, I'm gay." Like they just kind of like all knew. Stop it. Stop the phone. Yeah, this is distracting me. Okay. Where was I? Homosexuality. Got you. Okay, so no. So also that year, I had my English teacher was gay, and that was kind of helpful for me too because he was one of the first gay people that I was like openly gay and I knew, and it was cool because to see a person that is accepted by people and people are friends with and people love, and like to see a person openly gay like that, and to see everyone like him is really impactful for you because you think like, oh, if these 3 people like him, they will like me. ish. Anyways, so that was really helpful for me, I guess, and I still keep it really. I'm really close to that teacher still. I really love him. He's awesome. He was really impactful for me, I guess. He was impactful for me. Um, so yeah. What else? I recently came out to my other set of grandparents, which was harder because they're not very accepting, and it's not like I'm like lying to them a bunch. We just never really come. We like see them like twice a year, and it's hard, and like it just the conversations just never really come up, and whatever. My dad told him it's not a very big deal. Like, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal really anymore, and it's not like I'm have a really serious boyfriend. I'm only 18, so it's like, yeah. But yeah, let me think any other times that are worth noting. I had a couple of friends that would always be like one time my friend would always be like, Sean, why can't you be my gay best friend? Like, why? I want you to be gay and stuff. And it turns out that I like was. And like I remember this one time where she put her hands on me. She was like, "This is me turning you into being gay. I want you to be gay. I want you to be gay." And I always remember looking back on that, and being like, "It's so funny," because that friend also like a couple years later was like kind of liked me, and she like was like, "Sean, I really like you," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gay. I'm sorry." Like, so it's like just irony. Irony's a bitch. But yeah, I thought that was funny. And then another time I came out to my really close friend. She was like, "Sean, I just wanted you to know that I like really always stick up for you." And everyone always was like, "Sean is gay," and I'm always like, "No, guys, Sean is straight." And then I was like, "You don't need to stick up for me. I'm gay. What?" And she's like, "Oh my god!" And so it was kind of funny. Also, just like a side note, my brother gets okay. I went to a performing arts high school, a really small performing arts high school. I was like, not. I wouldn't be like unpopular. Like I would never be like unpopular, but I was well liked, and no one really hated me, and I felt like I was nominated for being prom prince at homecoming, and like you know what I mean. Like I was not like being gay was not like a problem at my school, a performing arts high school. Like there was a lot of openly gay people and there's like openly trans people there too, so it's not you know an issue. But my brother experiences a lot of homophobia, like secondhand homophobia, of people being like, "Oh, does your brother watch you like change when you're changing with him?" Or like, "Oh, bro, does your brother have AIDS?" Or blah, 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 blah. Like it was so weird. Like my brother's like pretty smart. He is. No, he is. But he wrote a paper about secondhand homophobia and how people don't say it to my face, but somehow people like feel more comfortable to like be really homophobic to my little brother. Like it's so weird. Like it's really weird. He wrote a paper about it and it was really interesting. Cool. Yeah, but that's it. So I'm in college now. Oh, also, bitch. Also. So, like, I was like, you know how everyone always is saying, it gets better. In college, it does get better. But, like, not like, it doesn't go from 0 to 100 real quick. It goes from, like, do you know what I mean? So, like, the reason that there is not that many gay people, here, like, when I was, like, in high school, like, younger high school, like, 10th grade-ish, I was like, there's no gay people. Because there really wasn't. And there really, like, I didn't feel were. But then I was like, everyone was like, there's so many gay people, you need to calm down. And that's because gay people are older. Like, a lot of gay people don't come out till they're, like, in their 20s or some in, like, way up, like, out of high school usually. And, like, I came out at a really young age, like, I think at least. like 7th to 8th grade, and like mainly coming out to have come out to most people in 9th grade. That's pretty young, I think. And so I did feel kind of alone. I was like one of one or two people that came out that young in my school, and I did feel alone. And I think the reason that there's a stereotype of gay people dating older men is because there's very few people that are out of the closet at a young age, like 16-year-olds. There is a very small portion of them. I mean, like, there is a lot of them, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was, like, in a class of, like, 120, I was, like, one of two gay people that was out of the closet, as opposed to, like, when I graduated high school, there was, like, at least 10 gay people. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's why I just said, I think, like, that's why I think that younger gays tend to date, like, way older guys, because there's a lot of older guys, gay guys, but there's not as many younger gay guys. So, as I got older, like, I'm 18 now, I have a lot more friends that are gay because everyone's coming out of the closet and everyone's, like, knows kind of who they are now, and college is a lot more open place, and you have more freedom, and it's way better. Like I said, like, don't expect you to go from 0 to 100 real quick. Just expect for the number of gay friends to, like, slowly increase, which is, like, way nicer. Way cooler. Yeah. College is really awesome. It's really cool to have other gay people that I'm friends with. What else did I want to say? I think that's it, kind of. This is my coming out story. I hope, like, this rambling, just straight up, literally just 20 minutes of just rambling, meant something to someone, and hopefully someone can get something out of this. I don't know. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Goodbye.